All right, graphing a linear function. This is the last one in this topic. I've been very nice and I've left the graph there so that we can fill it in and you don't have to graph it. But once again, if you're doing these sort of things and you've got grid paper, it makes your life a lot easier. All right, here we go. Draw a graph of the cost against the weight of the parcel. All we are doing is we are using these points to create ordered pairs. When you're drawing this, you got to think, well, which one's the independent, which one's the dependent? Well, I'll give you a hint. The cost depends on the weight. So the weight is the independent and the cost is the dependent. Why does that matter? Because you put the weight on the horizontal axis. The independent always goes on the horizontal axis. So there we go. That's down there. And so we take our first one. So we've now got to draw the scale on. That's one thing I didn't do. Our weights are in one. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty straightforward. And then our other ones go from 1.2 up to 6. So if you have a look, we've actually left it so that it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, when you're plotting these, they're not necessarily going to be perfect because unless you're using unless you're using a ruler and doing it really, really accurately, it's going to be very difficult to get perfect. However, in this particular case, if we plot this last one, so we know at 5, it's going to be at 6. So we know the package cost is going to be up there. Now, all the other ones have decimal points, except for one that's not actually on there. If the weight of the package was 0, what would the cost be? Logically, it's going to be 0. So we're going to go through that point as well. Okay. Now, when you join those two lines, you'll find that it will go through those. Okay, so it'll go through the 1.2, it'll go through the 2.4. Those are almost exactly right. Okay, so find points that are logical and do them. So that's drawing it, easy as. Next question says, use the graph to determine the cost of a parcel if the weight is 2.5 kilos. So we go across to 2.5. We go up until we hit the line, and then we come back. And you'll find that that will be $3. And that's it. We're done.